Well, you knew there would be overtime if you knew. It's one of the, if you know, you know. So you're welcome, or I'm sorry, whichever way you want to look at it. Welcome to Afterburner. It's Boomer along with Kent Wilson tonight on a Monday evening in late December. A low event match between the Calgary Flames and the Boston Bruins, but the Flames, they find a way, as they do in overtime, 2-1. Connor Zary's fifth ends up being the game-winning goal. A little presentation of Bet365. You know it. You love it. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app. Get in the game. If you haven't already, use that promo code NATION when you sign up. Be a little bit of a little extra love in there for you, chances are. And, of course, if you're we've got the super chat rolling through the show tonight. If you're watching live and you're on YouTube, you put some money in with your comment. We'll get your comment on the show. And then we'll take the money and get it to the Youth Centers of Calgary. Nice little donation. Trying to, just trying to be good people. Just trying to do nice things for good people. Well, it's funny how a low event game. Is this a Huska trademark? Is this something that, as he's probably sitting in the coach's office right now, is like, nicely done, boys. That's what we need. We need little 2-1 action. I think you're muted. I think there's a chance you're muted. Yeah. Or is that me?
No, I got you, Boom. It's Kent.
All right. Well, I'll just kind of...
Kent, do a refresh. We'll get you back in.
Yeah, do a refresh. You know what it is? It's I can't wear these glasses, eh? Because I got this TV thing and I got the lights and everything else looks so good though. Hey, Jack, like the fire in the background.
You look sharp.
Looks so great. Looks so great. Low event. One shot in the third period. By design, I'm guessing, protecting the 1-1 tie. Is that how it works? You protect the tie if you're the Flames? I'm not sure. But I guess that's what you do when you're coaching a team like the Calgary Flames. We would love to let's play run and gun and let's trade scoring chances and let's do all this. It's not going to bode well if you're Ryan Huska. If you want to win, you are judged by how many hockey games your team wins. This is how you need them to play, and to their credit, they have been playing this way for a while now.
Yeah, this is definitely the game plan, especially with a goalie like Wolf, right? So you play to your strengths. You have good net minding, so it's like, okay, we have no stars, we have no superstars at least. Let's try to make this a slog for the other team. Yeah. And they do pretty well.
Yeah, and they do, and they did. How would you compare this game? And I'm kind of putting you on the spot. I don't know how closely you watched the game Saturday against the Oilers. But there was the one before Christmas, and I know that I saw what you had written about, or at least you were talking. I guess it was a clip that you were talking about. This is what awaits you if you think you're going to sneak into a playoff spot and then play a Colorado or one of these top teams. You're going to get run out of the building potentially. And then they came back and they played better on Saturday against the Oilers, and then again here tonight. They didn't dominate, but never really felt like they were underwater at any point against this Bruins team. What do you make of these last two home games?
Well, as we said, this is sort of how they draw it up, right? And there was more discipline in these games too. I mean, part of the problem when they faced the Oilers, got run out of the rink, is they're in the penalty box half the night against the NHL's best power play, right? So that's not part of the game plan, obviously. But it's, as we said, this is what they're trying to do. Keep it at 5-on-5. Keep the score close, trap as much as possible, counterpunch when you can, right?
Yeah. And it for a team that does not have, they are not blessed with a lot of skill. They have been finding a way at home. The numbers at home here, and you can tack another one because we were talking about it on the other show today. So it's now 4 in a row at home, 9-1-1 in their last 11, and since going 0-3-1 to start, they're 11-2-1 on home ice. Any team in the world would take those numbers.
Take that.
Yeah. I'm not sure what.
I mean, part of it is they control the matchups, and you can get the Backlund line out against the other team's best players. Couldn't do that in Edmonton as much. But the other issue is like the Backlund line is playing really well right now.
Yeah.
You've got Blake Coleman, You're scoring every other game. Backlund going on his best run, maybe in, in years, if
Yeah.
not his career. So that's helping a lot. Having your shutdown line also scoring every game.
What do you make of that? Watching Backlund and Coleman right now, because it's not off their pants and in. They're making
Oh,
smart, it's high skill plays, which
yeah.
on a team that doesn't have a lot of high skill. And that one tonight, I don't know. It's a nifty little pass from Backlund, and
And this year, and you're starting to think like, okay, at some point this has to stop, right?
yeah.
It's one of these guys going to slow down, especially Backlund. People have been waiting for that for 5 or 6 years now. But the puck's going in too, and when you spend that much time in the offensive zone, eventually you do get periods where you start beating the goalie. I don't think it'll last forever, of course. There's a reason Backlund's career high is 54 points, I think.
Mhm.
And I'm a huge supporter. Obviously, he does a lot of other things well, but for now, they're riding a nice wave.
And if you're an old curmudgeon, like maybe I am sitting here in my basement, I think, ooh, that return on a Coleman deal. Boy,
Mhm.
if I were a Dallas Stars, if I were a team and I could add a guy like Coleman who has won like Coleman has and who is playing as well as he has. He's one of the Flames' best players. You're not just
Right now,
adding
yeah.
a character guy, a glue guy in the room. This would be a valuable piece. Again sit there and think, man, there's real opportunity here for the Flames, but they are so close to a wild card. No one's gonna listen to you around there.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm sort of on team rebuild, so I would be putting many of these guys on the auction block right now just to see what's the appetite, right?
Yeah,
Because there's still 5 teams between the Flames and the final wild card because the West is such a ridiculous train wreck at the bottom of the standings. So hopping over 5 teams, even with the way they're playing, is still kind of a long shot. And thinking long term, I don't know what another eighth, ninth, 10th place finish gets you in the West. And I also don't know how long Blake Coleman's going to be worth what he's worth right now, right? So it's if you can sell high on an asset like that, given where you are in the rebuild phase, you should probably do it.
it feels like such a tremendous opportunity. And I'm guessing people that if you don't subscribe to this way of thinking, you're tired of hearing guys like you and me and us talking about it. Enough already. Just shut up. The guy's having a great year. Can't that just be enough? And yeah, I suppose that can be. But
Yeah,
this does look like a guy who's in his 30s with a year left on his contract that you could maybe hit a home run on. And
absolutely.
I do get the other side of it, that because I think he is one of those guys. And I don't know if I necessarily feel the same about Rasmus, but I do think that Rasmus is a team guy. I think there's a real value. He loves being a Flame. He's a Flame.
Correct. Yeah.
Um, and I feel like with Coleman, that would be a huge loss in the room.
Mhm.
I He's not an old man, but he gives me that vibe. I mean, he's got kids. Seems a good family guy. Like it feels like if he suddenly wasn't coming in the room, that's not like when Zadorov or Lindholm leave 2 years ago,
Who
obviously,
didn't want to be
right?
there anymore. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not devastation, but that'd be a tough one to absorb just on a personal level, I think, for a lot of those guys.
Yeah, you're probably right on both counts, right? Both of those
Yeah,
guys are what like the organization probably want to be here, and it's just unfortunate that the timing of the player and the franchise for both guys doesn't really line up, right? I mean, is Coleman going to resign here at 35? Would the team do that? Why would they do that?
exactly.
And then, of course, Anderson, he's going to want his retirement contract, and again, that just doesn't make sense for the timing of this team.
Derek Newman Group with CIR Realty, a proud sponsor of Afterburner. Buying or selling, let Derek do the work for you. You can email dnewman@cirrealty.ca or call 403-619-6661. The website, dereknewmangroup.com. Derek's a Calgary guy. He knows the city. He knows the people in it. He's one of those guys. He's like a Blake Coleman. You start your associates, then all of a sudden you get to really liking this guy. Then you buy your house or you sell your house, and then he leaves and moves on. I kind of miss that guy. I kind of need that guy back in my life. He's the Blake Coleman of realty. Maybe, or maybe not. It's about return business. It's about word of mouth, and it doesn't get better than Derek Newman. Beyond real estate, he's just a good community guy, and he's the kind of guy you want to do business with. 403-619-6661, DerekNewmanGroup.com. You could call him right now, probably answer too. It's kind of guy. Yes, D Newman at CIRRealty.ca. It's funny working with Warner because he will kind of bitch. He'll be, so what's up with Coleman and Backlund? Like they always have to play together. Like we can't change any lines. And then today it's like, well, if I were Husk, I wouldn't change the lines because they've been playing, aside from that game in Edmonton, they've been playing pretty well. Despite coming off of a win and an impressive performance against the Oilers a couple nights ago, a little bit of juggling at the top. Coronado goes with Backlund and Coleman, Zary with Frost and Huberdeau. Put on your Huska hat, if you will. What's the thought process there? I mean, it's not radical, but who are they looking to spark? Is it both Zary and Coronado, or how did you see that as we try and read tea leaves?
I think it's more Frost and Coronado. So
sure.
I do a sort of a bi-weekly ranking of players for the Calgary Herald. My next one's coming out tomorrow, so I have to look at who's been doing well, who hasn't over the last 2 weeks, right? And Frost and Coronado have been just ice cold. I think Frost had one secondary assist in the last 5 or 6 games. Coronado had 1 goal.
I'm just dying to do a Frost ice cold. It's kind of right. It's kind of right there, so I'll take it. But sorry, as you were.
Yeah, and Coronado wasn't even averaging a shot per game. He's a player. Shooters can go hot and cold, but what you want to see is getting looks, getting shots on net. Sometimes the puck doesn't go in, but he wasn't even getting that, right. So it was let's push Coronado back to Backlund and Coleman. We know he works with them, although everyone works with Backlund and Coleman. Move up Zary. I think they're just trying to mix stuff up a bit for that one player, Coronado, and that whole line, because the Frost and honestly Huberdeau for me right now is a major flat tire. He's not doing anything at all.
They have a lot of guys, and it's not a good thing, but you hear it all the time. If they're not scoring, what are they doing? Or if they're not producing, what do they do for you? And unfortunately for the Flames, is they have a number of guys like that. And Huberdeau is in, and I really like Morgan Frost. I think he's a highly skilled guy, and I wonder if you could get him some, not even world-class talent, but just get him some scores, get him some guys to play with, what kind of potential there might be. But to your point, when and Zary and certainly Coronado, when those guys aren't putting the puck in the net or creating chances, they're not physical. They're not. Yes, Sharon Govich. They're not really all that fast. It's a lot of cardio for guys out there, is what it ends up being.
Yeah, and you've seen a lot of that from the top 6 recently. Kadri's still dangerous. He's still doing his thing every night. Sometimes points aren't there, but Huberdeau, not really. Sharon Govich, I think he had 1 goal in his last. It was a nice goal his last game. 1 goal his last 5 or 6 games. So it's funny. They've kind of had the Backlund line, and then Lomberg suddenly coming out and becoming a goal scorer in the last 5 games.
Yeah, Lomberg and Klapka driving the Flames bus. Kind of a quiet night for Klapka, but we were talking about him earlier today. That I love it when clearly a coach sends a message or is like, here's the role as we need you to this is what you need to be a successful player for our team. Because I think sometimes it gets lost. Do I need to score? Do I need to fight? What do I got to do? I think it's been very clear. Just come in and be a bit of a nuisance, get noticed. And when the player does that and excels and continues to build on that, I just love seeing that. And for Klapka, it's been kind of a neat story. I don't know what I didn't have very high hopes or big expectations for this guy. And I don't know what the ceiling is on this player, but even to this point, he's made more of an impact than I thought he would have by now.
Yeah, and every so often he flashes more than just being a big galoot, right? He's not just a big guy who gets in people's way, although he's better when he does that. But every so often he looks like Tage Thompson for a shift or two. And I think that's kind of what keeps him in the NHL, because, he made that sort of spin around backhand pass to Sharon Govich last game for his goal. And it's like, ooh, that's That's more than just a fourth liner sort of crash and bang play, right?
And because he's 6'8", and he's not particularly good at fighting. I wouldn't encourage him to fight. He does from time to time. I don't know if do you try and teach him to fight? Do you just tell him keep your gloves on?
Yeah.
I don't know what the
be big and mean, but just maybe don't fight another heavyweight if you can help it, right?
That's right. And you know who else has kind of picked up a little bit of that? Has been Kevin Bahl. And again, it's not about fighting, but you have all this size and you are strong. And really your role is you're a net protector. You're there to clear the crease and all that. He gets the hit on McDavid the other night. They popped, I forget who it was tonight. I think it was Fraser Mitten. Bahl hits him and then Coleman gives him one. That's all you need is just a little bit. Just kind of be a bit of an intimidator to a certain extent, or just be a bit of a bully out there to get guys off of their game. Because it's been and Klapka to a certain extent, it's started to turn, but certainly for Bahl, he plays a lot of minutes for a guy not to have a bit of a mean streak, and he's kind of picked up a bit of that. And I think it's helped his game. I think there was a stretch maybe about a month ago where it was not great. Yeah. I think he's been a lot better lately.
Yeah, I think so too. And you're right. He just needs to get more assertive, given a guy who's, I think he's 6'6", 6'7" as well. And just you can get in guys' way pretty easily when you're that big, but make their life a little bit miserable too.
Yeah. The Unicorn, 2 locations in our fine city. They've got the Unicorn, 223 8th Ave Southwest. It's Calgary's super pub. 3 floors, 3 bars, 1 destination. The Sports Cantina. It's all things sports. What do you want to watch? You want to watch football? You watch some hockey? You got UFC? You want to play some Golden Tee, some Buck Hunter? You do a little pinball, darts, and more. Game day, $7 pints, located in the heart of Stephen Avenue. And then, of course, the Unicorn on 4th. 1919 4th Street Southwest. Daily specials, happy hour, Saturday, Sunday brunch. Ooh, do love a good brunch. Do love brunching. Right at the corner of 20th Ave and 4th Street. The party is always on. It's a great spots, great vibes, and they're a great sponsor for our little podcast here. We appreciate it. The Unicorn and the Unicorn on 4th, 223 8th Avenue Southwest, and the Unicorn on 4th, 1919 4th Street in the Southwest. It's funny that Zary gets, because it was Zary and then it was Sharon Govich. I guess they kind of traded who was going to get credit. And I mean, it's not a goal scorer's goal. He gets a stick on it in the crease in overtime on a power play. But I had it. It had been 8 games. Tonight was going to be 9 games without a goal. So now he gets one. So it's 1 in 9. That's still not, it's not tremendous. And it's another one of those guys. I feel like with Frost, I feel like I'm a Zary guy. I watch him and I see this guy's a hockey player. And when he's feeling it, he's making confident plays and he's trying things with the puck and there's something there. But much like you say, when he's not feeling it, you don't see a lot of them. And I still don't know, because they signed him to the kind of a bridge. You kind of just give him some money and he keeps playing until you know what he is. I still feel like maybe even more, I'm less confident in what I think Connor Zary is right now.
Yeah, it's kind of been like that all year, hasn't it? Because coming into the year, last year he's kind of cut short by a couple of unfortunate injuries, but he did feel like he was coming on as a guy who could drive the offense, gain the zone, be an even a first unit power play guy, a great puck distributor. We really haven't seen much of that this year. I think he's looked like an NHLer at least the last month, which he didn't for the first 2, right? Which was disconcerting. But you're right. He's still kind of looking for a real role. Where does he fit on this team? Is he a center? Is he a top 6 forward at all? Because he's definitely not a defensive guy yet, right? He's not replacing Backlund at anytime soon. So it's just like, what do you do with this player? For me, I think a few weeks ago, I made a comment of like, he feels like a guy who'll be thrown into a trade, right? He'll be, when they trade someone, they want to get something back. The other team will look for, a package, and he'll be thrown in because they're like, well, I don't know what to do with this guy, right?
Which is unfortunate. I mean, he is he's a first round pick of the team going back to to 2020. And for a team that is in a spot, you need those first rounders to be rounding into form, to start to become a serious part of what your team is going to look like. And there hasn't been any injuries this year. That's been kind of, well, if he would have stayed healthy, and well, what kind of injuries? Well, it was a broken leg or whatever. That's not soft tissue. It's bad luck, whatever.
Yeah.
He's been healthy and he's had some playing time. And yes, you are on a challenged team offensively, and it's maybe unfair, but it's still it feels like a lot of nights. You can take some of the reins and some of that responsibility, and not just point to Kadri or Huberdeau or whatever and wait for them to start things. Because when he and Pospisil came in, whatever it was, a couple years ago, that's right. It felt like that was a coming of age. This was going to be the start of something really special, and it hasn't really even met those heights since.
No, exactly. And he went back with Backlund and Coleman, and the coach does that every so often when he either wants to protect someone or he wants them to sort of get back on their feet, and he did. But a player like Zary should not be dependent on playing with Backlund and Coleman to be of any real value to the team moving forward, right? So we'll see if this sticks, if he can sort of move up the rotation a little bit, and he scored tonight in overtime. Maybe he can do something, but I kind of feel like at the end of this season, if he's not a thing, then I don't think he'll be sticking around.
Yeah, it's funny when you talk about when the building opens, what's the team going to be? And the list of players that you're going to have Zayne P, and you'll have Zary will probably still be here. Then it's that next layer down from the Farabys and Frosts, because you really don't know about them. And now it's into that next tier of guys who are first rounders who are like, well, I'm not even sure. Yeah, I'm not even sure you can count on them necessarily to be here in that time.
No, it's tough because you're going to have the veteran sort of cohort, a lot of them either leaving or aging out or retiring, and then you sort of have this middle tier, and half of those guys might be gone by then. So it's like, okay, so Wolf, Bahl, Coronado.
Backlund
still be here.
Yeah, he's got a couple years left
because he seems to be a robot. But I don't know who else is there. Correct? Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. We'll take a look at the road ahead for Platinum Mitsubishi. Family owned and operated by lifelong Calgarians. They love the city. They're from the city, and they take care of the people from and in this city. At Platinum, lease and finance rates start at 0.99%. You can check out the Mitsubishi Outlander, the PHEV, Canada's best-selling plug-in hybrid SUV, and you get the best backed cars in the country with a standard 10-year powertrain warranty. That's a Platinum Mitsubishi, 2720 Barlow Trail in the Northeast. Talk about how good this team's been at home. They continue to play at home. It's a little homestand for them. They've got the Philadelphia Flyers coming up on New Year's Eve. Tickets available for that one if you're so inclined. That's a 7:30 start. I'm not sure what the Flyers are either. They're kind of in that same kind of murky, mucky middle, maybe even more so. Then it's the Nashville Predators on Saturday, and a week tonight, the Seattle Kraken come in. There's some real teams that are going to be in this draft lottery conversation, I think, as this season rolls along. Certainly Seattle doesn't look all that inspiring. Nashville has played a little bit better as of late, but I don't think that that's a playoff team, and it feels like the Flyers are kind of in that same spot. I don't know what Boston is. What did you think of, if it's the rodeo, what did you think of the Bull tonight?
Oh man, highly uninspiring, to tell you the truth. And this isn't your grandfather's Bruins either. Like, half the lines when they were out there, I was like, who is that? I had to look up the guys. I don't know who that is. I mean, they have a guy playing on their second pairing who was playing for the Calgary Wranglers last year. So it's just like, ooh, yeah, this is a strange sort of. They got Pasternak and Geeky, and then
and it's funny that's what Jonathan Aspero, or I guess
right.
that's how. I knew when I was looking at the game notes this morning. It's like, I know this name because they were talking about the struggles that they've been in because it's whatever 4 straight losses, and they got to get Aspero back because before they were playing so much better when he's missed a number of games. Like, isn't that the guy?
I know that guy.
Oh yeah, that's the guy. It's the guy that was on the Wranglers. So the Bruins are in dire need of getting him back. Hey, good on him. You're a regular NHLer today, but
good for him. Absolutely.
Yep,
Not
good for
so
him.
much for Boston, but
interesting to watch our good old friend Nikita Zadorov. He's big. He plays a lot of minutes for the Boston Bruins. He's over 20 minutes on average every night. He's engaged with Coronado when the Coleman goal goes in. He's in the corner. I don't know who's holding whose stick. They're tied up. They're falling down. Coleman comes in and scores, and then he has an unbelievable chance in overtime as the Flames have a power play.
That's right.
And it felt like that was going to be one of those things. This will, of course, be how it's going to end for the Flames. They'll get a great opportunity with a man advantage in overtime, but not a big goalie, and he's deep. I don't know what...
It doesn't really come close is the funny part.
I think it does hit Rasmus and then hits Wolf and
pops up in the air.
It just flies into the corner.
I'm on my top pairing, but
no,
I'm not coaching the Boston Bruins. So
no, you're not. Not yet.
No.
Not yet. Stay by your phone. You never know.
Yeah.
That's the road ahead for Platinum Mitsubishi. Great folks up in the Northeast, 2720 Barlow Trail. Say hi to my buddy Goose, Brad Gossai. I understand he's like one of the salespeople, one of the executive of the year up there. So if you're getting a chance to say hi to Goose. Platinum Mitsubishi. The Mitsubishi 10-year standard powertrain warranty. That is, you know what that is? That's someone, and that's a company that's prepared to stand behind what it is that they're putting together. Platinum Mitsubishi, 2720 Barlow Trail in the Northeast. We can look at a little out-of-town scoreboard tonight. There's some other games that were coming in. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yep.
Columbus beat Ottawa 4-1. That was a weird one because there was some travel plans. I couldn't at the start a half hour late. Oh, Columbus makes a deal. They bring in Mason Marchment, and then they trade out Igor Chinnikov today. I still don't really know.
They got a big package for that player for some reason.
Yeah, Igor Chinnikov, their former first rounder, to the Pittsburgh Penguins for Danton Heinen, who was on waivers. So we would like Heinen, but let's make a deal of some sort. A second and a third for Chinnikov, who is he's got 3 goals and 3 assists in 29 games. So Pittsburgh, I guess the rebuild's over. I'm not sure what that is, but anyway, Columbus beats Ottawa 4-1. Sens have lost 3 in a row. Florida, they win 5-2 over Washington. Reinhart 2 goals and an assist. Yeah. Tom Wilson 2 goals and a helper. He's very much on that radar. He's
gonna make it.
Polarizing guy, man.
I think he'll be on that team.
Carolina 3-2 in overtime over the New York Rangers. Jackson Blake, the power play OT winner. Edmonton goes into Winnipeg and wins 3-1. The Jets outshot the Oilers 42-21, but Calvin Pickard makes 41 stops. Jack Roslovic gets his 11th. He's been a good signing for them. Andrew Mangiapane is... The Jets started the year 9-3. It's now 6-15-4. 6 straight losses, 1 win in their last 10.
Disaster.
It is a disaster. Yeah. Talking with Warner today, he was like, listen, we're after Christmas. You kind of are by now what you are. The goalie's been hurt. He's come back. You're still kind of shitty or whatever. You have a Hart Trophy nominee / winner in net. You have Scheifele. You have Kyle Connor. You have some Josh Morrissey. You have some world-class guys. You think of... As we sit here in Calgary, you would kill to have one, let alone 2 or 3 of those guys. And tonight the Flames win and the Jets lose, and the Jets fall further behind the Flames in the standings. So I'm not sure. For the Oilers, Andrew Mangiapane signed that 2-year deal in the offseason, $3.6 million per. Full no move, a healthy scratch, and it sounds as though the Oilers and the agent are looking to get him out. It has not worked for Mange in Edmonton.
Yeah, unfortunately, the scoring touch that he displayed back in the day with the Flames, I don't know where that went. I don't know if it
Mhm.
was a shoulder thing or that's kind of gone, and the player that he was seems to be gone as well.
1 point in his last 11
Yeah.
is what it is for him. You look at the Frederick 8-year deal that they handed out on July 1st, plus this one. They've made there've been some okay moves, but man, their July 1sts are just atrocious. Buffalo wins again. They double up St. Louis 4-2. That's 9 straight victories for the Sabres. Strongest or their longest winning streak since 2018, November.
Hmm. Good for them. I mean, they they crawled through hell and back to
Yeah.
not be terrible. So I hope it continues. Honestly,
Yeah. I don't know what the Blues are. I don't think they're very good either.
they're not anything. Yeah,
Man, you start looking around, and I think if you just look at the standings, the NHL standings, the league at the bottom, and it's
it's all
something
the
like
West.
it's this what seven worst teams are all from the Western Conference.
8.
8.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing.
I don't know what's going on.
The year the Flames want to be bad, everyone's got to race to the bottom with them.
Yeah,
Come
see,
on.
yeah. Colorado wins again. They beat LA 5-2. The Avs have 8 straight wins. It's an 11-game point streak. Their second 10 or more game streak of the season. 29, 2-7.
Two regulation losses.
Yeah.
Insane.
At home, I believe it's now 15-0-2 for the Avs. They are tracking towards the best season ever. Nate has a goal and an assist in that one.
They're going to be buyers, but how much better can that team get at this
Yeah,
point?
it's just insurance. You're just trying to find. I'm surprised Natchez has been as good as he has been. It kind of felt like a bit of a flaky kind of a player that they were going to move away from Rantanen and put all their chips into this, into this basket, if that's what the analogy is, chips in a basket. But he's been great for them. I guess when you have McKinnon and there's so many other there's so many other high profile guys to take away some of that spotlight or whatever it is, then you can just go about doing your business. Nashville does beat the Utah Mammoth by a score of 4-3. The Wild thump Vegas by a score of 5-2. I think that was 5-0 at one point. The Ducks have come back against the Sharks. It's 5-4. I guess if you're listening to this tomorrow, you're going to know who won. Anyway, in Vancouver and Seattle, they're in a dogfight, 2-2 in the third there. Celebrini continues to go.
Insane.
Celebrini scored tonight his 21st of the season. Is he going to be there? Is he going to be wearing red and white? Yeah. I don't know how you keep him off.
Yeah, what's he, third in lead scoring now or something?
Yeah. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
19, eh? To be 19 again. Be decent. This message, little message for the Calgary Health Foundation. You've cheered for Lanny McDonald's comebacks before, but this one didn't involve a slap shot. After surviving a cardiac arrest at the Calgary airport, Lanny's greatest assist came from the incredible team at Foothills Medical Center. Now Lanny's given back, teaming up with the Calgary Health Foundation to raise funds for upgraded cardiac catheterization labs. These labs help doctors diagnose and treat heart disease faster and better than ever. Lanny got a little emotional in the new video. You may have seen it with Calgary Health Foundation. It's worth a watch, maybe even a tissue. Get a little misty. Donate before December 31st. That's right away. A couple days. And your donation will be matched. Go to givehealth.ca to learn more and to donate. Again, that's givehealth.ca. Lanny's the best guy. We went on
I've never met him, unfortunately.
But... Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, yeah. You leave feeling better about yourself. It's like, this guy just cheered me to change your day. He'll change your life. And does so much. It's like I am so lazy compared to Lanny. And the guy's in Montana. He's flying. He's at this charity event. He's wrapping presents. He's doing this for kids. He is the absolute best guy going. So you can help support Lanny at givehealth.ca. We could do some. Well, you know what? We'll do our look ahead to tomorrow night. Bet365. There was 11 games in the NHL tonight. Quieter night tomorrow as we look at our Bet365 odds presenting sponsor of Afterburner. It's never ordinary. At Bet365, use the code NATION when you sign up. Be 19 or older. Come on. And bet responsibly when you do so. So the screen's a little small there, but Jack, your Penguins, will they have Yegor Chinnikov in the lineup as they take on the Carolina Hurricanes? Bad news for Peter Kochetkov. Sounds like he's been dealing with a lower body thing all season. Rod the Bod says we're going to get this thing figured out, do some surgery, and he's probably going to miss the rest of the season.
So what are the Pittsburgh Penguins doing?
I don't know.
I actually thought this was going to be rebuild year number 1, but they're winning and they're acquiring players for draft picks.
Yeah, I guess it's a second and a third and a player that you had on waivers. You think, well, if we can get a first rounder, we'll do it anyway. But
yeah,
it's not the
easiest
thing to figure out. Florida at home to the Montreal Canadiens, as we mentioned. Florida playing tonight, so second in as many nights, but they are at home and starting to come on a little bit. While we're finding out who and what are the Maple Leafs? They're at home against the Devils.
What a mess!
It's kind of a mess. It really is.
I mean, if Treliving was a secret agent with the mission of going in and dismantling that team from the inside, I'd almost believe it, because that's how bad it's been.
And it doesn't feel like they're one shift away from turning things around and being what you expected them to be. It just feels like you talk about windows closing. It just feels like that core four. I mean, you would be begging to have the core four. That all those problems you die to have those issues again.
I mean, this year the big thing is Austin Matthews. Like, he is not playing like the generational talent he looked like he has been up until this year. And I don't know if it's exhaustion, injury. I mean, he's only 28, but he's way off, right? And as soon as you have that sort of cornerstone player doing that, it gets really hard to turn it around. I mean, aside from all the other issues with the roster, if you don't have Austin Matthews being Austin Matthews, then I don't know what the fix is, honestly.
Yeah. Islanders taking on Chicago. The Hawks, it's 7 or 8 or 8 of 9 they've lost. Bedard back on the ice, back at practice, so a return for him would only help there. And the Canucks taking on the Flyers. We mentioned the Flyers will be the next opponent for the Flames here on New Year's Eve. So that's the sked of the docket for your Tuesday, 30th of December with Bet365. Get the app, get in the game, get your buddies together, have a little trash talk, a little fun. Keep it fun. That's what it's all about. Bet365. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Do you think we could start to get a pool going around your appearances on Afterburner and if it's going to go to OT or not?
Man, I don't think Bet365 wants to touch it. Right? It'd be locked. It'd be locked down.
Thing. Yeah.
I was thinking about, because I was going to go, but I think the last game was tied and then there was a late goal. It was tracking. Absolutely. I think Cammy and I were working. It was absolutely going to be an overtime game, but I think they got it.
They pulled it out.
Yeah. It's awfully good of them. Sorry about tonight, Kent. That's fine. It's not terrible. Yeah. Is there anything, Jack, is there anything productive? Is there anything that's any contributions in the chats tonight? Because I wouldn't mind taking a few, but
we got some super chats, and then I'll look and see if we've got a couple other ones.
All right, well, I'm gonna hit one of these here. We'll hit the horn. We'll do it for the Youth Centers of Calgary. Money raised here inside the YouTube live chat goes straight to the Youth Centers of Calgary. There's Cheeks McGee. If the Flames mess up this tank season, is it possible that Reshny and Potter can make up for losing a high first rounder? They're playing well in college, right? Gridden and Hunter look so promising. Thoughts? We talk about this, and Pinder he's very quick to say, now just look, they've won, what are they, 10? Well, all this, they've had a lot of success here. It can't get much better than the role they've been on, and they're still 3 points. They're still 3 points out of last. Right. Fair. But also 3 points back of a wild card spot. I am leery because we know what the brain trust, and I mean one level higher than Conroy, because I do think Conroy wants to try and strip some parts away and get younger and get some assets and start to build.
Right.
But I don't know that that's a unanimous thought process behind those closed doors. And I just, so if they get close to the deadline and they're 3 points, 4 points back of the wild card, they're not going, are they not going to sell Rasmus Anderson? Are they not, what are they? I just don't know what's.
Not selling Anderson would be such a terrible.
Oh man,
he's stepping on a rake, right? Like you should not. All right, we made ninth again, everyone. Okay, see you.
They'd have to try and sign him, I guess.
Also a terrible mistake, right? In a different opposite direction. But
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's Potter and Reshny do not make up for not getting a top 5 pick this year, obviously. And I like both of those prospects, but you're looking for era-defining talent. You're looking for Gaudreau. You're looking for Kachuk, Iginla, people you build around. Reshny's a really good prospect. Potter's a really good prospect.
Yeah.
The only blue chip guy they have right now is Zayne P, and he's definitely an imperfect player, but he has the astronomical talent that could make him a cornerstone, but there is not another one of those in this organization. And that's really what they need to turn this from whatever this is now into the next era of the team, right?
Yeah. If things remain the same, meaning the health and the status of the defense and all of that, what would you do, or what do you expect the team will do with Parekh once he is done with World Juniors?
I think they kick him down to the AHL for that conditioning stint. Get whatever value they can out of that.
Yeah.
But they have to commit to doing what they can with him at the NHL level this year. They can't sort of, I don't know, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. This is the future of your team, and he is supremely talented. But he's also got his warts, right? You got to live with them. You're not winning the Stanley Cup this year, so commit to developing this player at the NHL level, which coaches hate to do, but it's the situation you're in.
Yeah. And the only, and I agree, I didn't expect the physical toll that he's taken to be as big an issue, because you almost felt like you're putting him in harm's way a lot of nights because he was taking serious contact and getting injured. It's like, from a skill development standpoint, going back to junior doesn't do him any good, but I still don't, I think you got to keep him here. You keep him in your greenhouse, and if it means he plays here and there, or he just practices or whatever, I don't know that it's looked at or viewed as a year of regression necessarily. It's not going to be a lot of hockey from the looks of things, depending on what happens here at post New Year, I guess. But to this point, it's not been a lot of hockey, not a lot of ice for this guy that you thought this was going to be a big year for him.
I mean, the other thing to keep in mind is, his first 9 games in the NHL was also some of the worst hockey that the team has played collectively this year, right? So him struggling with the rest of the team struggling, I think those two things amplified each other. So if he can come back with a bit more confidence after the World Juniors and maybe after a stint in the AHL, and the team is playing at least competently like they are now, it might be a lot easier to ease him into the game and not be so nervous about his performance.
And even just watching at the World Juniors in that first game where he had the 2 goals, and even just watching some of the highlights, they need to get him away from the level of hockey where he can get away with the stuff that he's getting away with. Because there's one guy's kind of got his arm on you for a stick check, and you're able to I'm just going to go and I'm going to flip it in the top corner,
juke around him, flip it in the net.
The longer he plays, the longer he is accustomed to that being the level of hockey and the level of competition. It's just, it's not setting him back, but he just needs to start to really play at a level where he can't do a lot of those things that he does so well right now. That sounds,
if he needs to learn how to match the physicality, or at least play within the physicality of the NHL, the only place that's going to happen is in the NHL.
That's right. Yeah, I hear you.
So he's too dominant at the junior level, so it is what it is.
He's crazy skill, though. It is crazy skill. Watching what he can do it does get you excited.
Special
for sure.
Player. Yep.
What else we got, Jackie boy? Shrimp on the Barbie. $2. Love the hat, Boom. Kings of the North, bear down. That's right. Arr, bear down. Yeah, there you go. Question for Boom and Kent. Has the moving of Zary from winger to center, different lines, etc., stifled his progress? You can see the flashes of brilliance. I mean, it's kind of what we talked about.
It's kind of the chicken and egg thing that they had with Sam Bennett, right? You'd try Bennett at something and it would work for a while, and then it wouldn't. So you'd move him to the other thing, and then it'd work for a while, and then so it's some of it's on the player because the performance isn't there, and then some of it's on the team for not, committing to, hey, you're going to be our second line left winger, you're going to be our third line center, right? And we're gonna give you that for 82 games, and you're going to figure it out. So it's hard to really nail down who's responsible or at fault, right?
And it's not Zary's fault that the team is in dire need of centers. If the team had if they were very strong down the middle, then you wouldn't be thinking, well, let's try and really evolve and see if this guy can be a center. You would just put him in a spot to succeed. I think there has been a little bit of that. Are you a centerman? Are you a winger? No, I can be a center. Okay, well, then Sharon Govich is I'll play him at center. He can play center. He's not a center. And it's not his fault if he's a better winger than he is a centerman. But I still really want this kid to work out, but it feels like those flashes that we saw are fewer and far between.
Especially this year.
Yeah. And he's been healthy is the thing. You just kind of thought if he could just stay away, keep the injury bug away from him, he'll really start to build. And maybe we're close to it. This is not a finished product. He's still just a kid. And these aren't ideal circumstances, and it's not a great environment to build on high-end skill, I suppose, because the margin for victory and loss is so thin.
That's right. And, if it's when they added Frost, they kind of added another guy like Zary competing for almost the exact same minutes. Zary getting hurt last year. But the big issue, because he would be a good centerman in theory, but he doesn't score enough on the one side to be a top six centerman, and he's nowhere near good enough defensively to be a sort of middle six or two-way or shutdown guy. So that's why he's kind of caught in sort of no man's land in this team.
I think like a lot of kids, I think it's a lot about confidence. And when he started the season and wasn't scoring, then finally got that goal, it was the monkey off his back. And you probably didn't need to tell him that he's gone 8 games without a goal before he got that one tonight. Because even looking back, he was a bit of a dog and a bone. Like, he was a bit of a prick to play against. There was a bit of some asshole in his game, which was great. And even that's kind of gone. Remember, he had the overtime. I guess it was last year in game 1, had the overtime winner against Vancouver. It's like,
highlight reel,
right? Like this is that guy, kind of greasy, grimy, gonna score some goals. Got to find a way to get back to that, and I don't know how you do it, but I would guess that's probably what they're trying.
That's what everyone's waiting for. I think even on the bench down there. Yeah.
Is that it, Jackie boy? Is that it? Feels like that's it. Ah, there we go. 6-9. We've got this is a lot. This is a trade proposal to Toronto. Huberdeau, $10.5 million. To Calgary. Matthias Michelli, Joshua, Waugh, $9.6 million. Helps Matthews and Toronto's season, and definitely helps Calgary. I don't see any way. Like, I know that there's 3 guys slapped together there to get close to 10 million. I don't think because Treliving signed the Huberdeau deal, I don't think he's necessarily particularly proud of it or would like to have it back,
on the books.
Back on his books. And there's nothing there that excites me in Michelli, Joshua, or Waugh. All that would do is effectively get Huberdeau off your books.
Those players, I don't think those will entice Craig Conroy in any way. You're right. It's just sort of getting rid of the $10.5 million. But yeah, Treliving, he'd have to sell that to someone, I think, which would be a tough sell.
Sorry, see, I feel bad. That was a $7 trade offer, and I feel like we
I
didn't
mean,
give it a whole lot of.
give Brad a call. You never know.
No, you can take it down, Jack. I think we gave it what it deserves. I just feel bad that he paid $7 for it. Yeah, I don't. It does make you. I mean, it's like big down the road, but the Nazem Kadri deal, the Jonathan Huberdeau deal. There's always those deals when it finally comes to an end. Like, how does the Huberdeau stay in Calgary end? How does the Nazem Kadri? And Kadri's been great, and he's been good value. But is it by trade? Is it this year? Does he stay and they keep him for another 2 years and then gets injured? I do wonder how some of those stories end on these long-term deals.
Everyone who signs those deals know that the end's probably going to be ugly, right? You usually sign them because you're in a contention window. You want to win, which was Brad Treliving's big vision at the time, which is sort of failed utterly. So you're right. It's one of the reasons I would be shopping Kadri this year, because his level of play at his age is a huge, boon. I mean, in another universe, he's scoring 40 points and we're like, how do we get rid of this deal? And you're probably never going to. So him being an asset at $7 million in 35 years is actually a huge stroke of luck. But
it's incredible, right?
Who knows if they're going to do anything with it, but we'll see.
You think, and it doesn't, it's not the same circumstance or scenario for Rasmus, but the guys that are potentially trade fodder are doing tremendously well to up or keep their stock at a high level. Rasmus Anderson he's been one of the best Flames. Coleman, although when you look at the scoring, he's got 12 goals to lead the team. He's been terrific. And Kadri has been a great signing. It feels like we've been trying to trade him away right from the time he started. But he's been a good player. He has been good value for the money, which is big money. And now you would have to be able to find something that would work for a trade. The money isn't crazy. His age has not caught up with him really at all, it seems like, on a lot of nights. And he's a bastard to play against. Matt, you think that would be the one thing you think about Colorado? Like, he's been in that room.
No.
If I don't know how you make that money work, but that would be, imagine if that guy goes back into that room. A lot of fits.
That'd be pretty interesting. But that's the funny thing is that's the paradox of a rebuilding or a tanking team. If you're bad, it kind of subdues the value of all your assets. But if you're good, you start thinking, do we want to trade these guys away at all? So, and that's kind of what the Flames are facing this year.
Yeah. I believe that's it.
Cool.
That's it for the Super Chats tonight. Appreciate everybody jumping in. A little money there for a great cause. Flames win it again. Another home ice win as they take it over the Boston Bruins in overtime. One more game. They were talking about on the broadcast, just as we get out of here. Just the month that has been as December comes to a close. Lost the final game of that road trip, 5-1 in Nashville. And then you're coming home, you got the Wild waiting. The Wild are waiting for you. Beat them 4-1. Shut out Utah 2-0. Beat the brakes off the Sabres 7-4. Lose a tight one to Detroit. You then beat the Kings, get handed your hoop by the Sharks. And then you beat Seattle, and 6-3 you double up Vegas, then get clobbered by Edmonton, and now it's back-to-back wins, and who knows what Philadelphia's going to. It's
a gambling nightmare.
It is, yeah.
Month to call, right?
Yeah, but it's been a tremendous month, and whether or not you subscribe to a rebuild or you want them to win every game because you're a fan and you can't ever cheer for them to lose, you have to just take your hat off to the coaches, the guys themselves, the goaltenders, even Cooley when pressed, because it looked like at the start of the year, it was like, you or I might have to go and play net because their backups are shit.
Yeah.
He stepped up and gave them some real good play for a stretch of time. After they got over that, whatever that was, at the start of the year, that 7, 8, 9, 10 games, they have given you everything that you could have asked for out of this team. And
This is as good as this roster should be expected to play, quite frankly, and good for them.
And you think
Yeah.
of some teams around the league that are blessed with skill and talent, but can't seem to get it all together. Yeah, Toronto, Winnipeg. There would seem to be a lot of teams that would be looking and think, if only we had that kind of buy-in and that kind of from line 1 to 4, whoever's hopping over the boards, they're all playing the same way. They're all kind of believing they're not super hard to play against, but there's some real try and give a shit. And
Yep. Just don't watch the power play. Everything else is pretty good.
that's true. Weegar with the drop, the bump back pass twice that got intercepted. Just carry it in, boys. Dump it in.
Oh well. Yep.
That's
All
going to
right.
do it. Thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks to all our sponsors. Thanks to Bet365, our title sponsor of Afterburner. We'll do it again New Year's Eve as the Flames take on the Flyers. See you, buddies.